Rainbow Six Mobile just got delayed by 8 months to September of 2024? What happened? To be honest with you, I'm not really buying it, and in today's video we're going to be talking about this potential delay as well as the reasons and legitimacy behind it. If y'all are new here, then please sub up because we're on the road to 12k. I'm desperate at this point. I'm never going to make it if I can't break more than 5 new subs per month, so please help a brother out. Please. So first, you might be wondering, what is this delay that happened? Well, if you go on the App Store and search up Rainbow Six Mobile, then it shows up as expected to drop in September of 2024. But before, it showed that the game was expected on December 31st, 2023. I think that the worst part about this supposed delay by 8 whole months is that the dev team didn't even address it at all. They just announced that they went on break for the holidays and then silently updated this date without making any statement on it. Don't get me wrong, I think that the devs have made a lot of good progress on the game and they deserve a nice holiday as much as anyone else, but what I'm not a fan of is the fact that they dropped this huge delay without giving us any warning and then just disappeared and literally said they're going to be pausing communication until next year. I think that wasn't the smartest move on their end, and I really wish that they would have handled that situation better. Because of this, obviously a lot of people are going to be upset, and we're really not going to get any official response from the devs until January of 2024, so until then we're just going to have to go off of speculation. With that being said, if the developers do drop any kind of official response as to why this date was delayed to September and if it's actually real or not, I will be making a video on it, so make sure you guys are keeping your eyes peeled for when I drop that video. In a previous video, I was talking about how the game is expected to release in January or February of 2024. Let's go ahead and roll the clip. I feel like January is the perfect time for them to do the global release since it is the start of the next year and that could be the start of year 1. So it literally makes no sense for them to not do a global launch in January, in my opinion. Yes, we can all go ahead and point fingers and laugh at Amanthus from the past, or maybe not. See, the thing is that this date doesn't really mean a whole lot when it comes to development for these games on mobile. And as a matter of fact, it's almost never fully accurate when it comes to live games like Rainbow Six Mobile. This feature was mostly made for games that are able to release all around the world all at one singular time, like single player games, platformers, stuff like that, whenever they get dropped to mobile. But this feature doesn't really work well for live features where they have to be rolling out slowly to other countries. It's meant to be a worldwide singular date. Whenever you're talking about this for live games such as Rainbow Six Mobile, it's usually a completely different scenario because developers don't really have a date for global that they can 100% drop until they're actually right around the corner to releasing globally. So this date is usually just something they set as a quote-unquote target date, maybe just so people can expect that they will be able to play the game by this time. That's also probably the reason why they initially had the date for December, is because maybe they were hoping that start of 2024 the game would have been able to release globally, but maybe they had to just slow it down a little bit. Even in the Discord server, one of the community developers said never trust the December 31st date when he was talking about the date actually showing December 31st that's appearing on the App Store. Now maybe this is just Secopium speaking, but because of that, I'm not really going to trust this September date either. My main reason for not trusting this date is I genuinely don't see why it would take the developers until September to release globally to the rest of the world. Let's go ahead and take a look back at the Rainbow Six Mobile development roadmap. For the open beta / soft launch, the developers have literally already added everything new that they wanted to add. We already get ranked mode with mini seasons, the game is always live, it's not being shut down in between betas or something like that, and we're getting weekly event based game modes. We even got the new map Oregon to bring our total map count to 4. Even for the worldwide rollout, we already have most of the features. The newest update brought an additional operator, controller support, and match reconnect. The only thing we're missing is a full season since our current seasons usually last about a month and a half, but I assume that the first full season will actually drop when we actually get the global launch. Now, obviously at this point, Match Connect is a little bit janky because it only works so that you're able to join in on the next round if you disconnect. You cannot take over the bot that takes your place if you disconnect right now. And also the controller support still needs a little bit of work because at the moment it only supports official Xbox and PlayStation controllers and not other third-party controllers that are made specifically for mobile gaming. And it also only works in-game and not in the menu, but the developers did say they're working on it, and they're again just rolling out these features in the beta to test them out, and honestly they're working pretty good so far, and I'm proud of the progress that they've made. Like, they've made good progress rolling out all of these features. It's because of all the progress they've made so far, combined with the fact that we already know the September date doesn't really mean too much as far as a hard set date, as to why I don't really believe that it's going to take them 8 more months to launch globally to the rest of the world. I'm also going to go ahead and play this clip from the Q&A that the devs did with the community, where they answered a question about why they're only releasing to small countries one at a time.
And we think a lot about our release strategy. And the truth is, we have so many players pre-regged and passionate to get into the game in every single country all around the world. And we know that when we release the game, we need to be able to bring those players in and have them having a great time. We also need to have the technical side of the game working well. When we released the game into Mexico, we had some server problems, and we just need to make sure we're able to hold up to that huge mass of players coming in. The worst thing that could happen for us is we open the game globally and our servers melt down, and all of those players that were excited to come play give it the first try and it doesn't go perfectly, and maybe they don't come back. And so that's why we're being very careful with how we roll out the game, testing in smaller population-sized countries, seeing how the game actually plays out. Our own team getting better at being able to release seasons and updates and all these kinds of things that are required to have a really good live game experience. So that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it. We want to get the game out as much as you guys do, and we don't like to also have to just have people waiting to play the game. So we're working as hard as we can at it, but I just can't give a date right now because it's not based on a date, it's based on the quality level, and we need the quality level to be there. It's something we're really proud of and really passionate about.
So yes, after hearing that, it's probably true that they might want to work on the servers a bit more, because we do know that sometimes there are issues with the servers and it being laggy and such. With that being said, I don't think that something like this is going to take them that long to tackle. I mean, they already have servers set up in other countries, and most of the time when people are lagging, it's because they get match made in other servers that they're not actually playing in right now. Which, by the way, on that topic, I think one thing that Rainbow Six Mobile really needs is a feature where you can see your live ping as well as maybe what server you're connected to, because I know for a fact sometimes that, like, I'm getting matched up on European servers even though I'm in North America based on who I'm partying with and such, and all I know is that I might have red latency sometimes, but I don't actually know my ping. So that's actually something I really hope that they add in the future, is an ability to see what server you're connected to when you're in the game. He also said that the developers want to get used to rolling out consistent updates on a schedule so that they can follow a seasonal pattern, which again, I can understand and respect that. They want to make sure that they can deliver this for the next couple of years as Rainbow Six Mobile continues to get more and more seasons. But again, so far they've done a great job with this. Every update we've gotten with the new season has been huge and brought us some new amazing stuff like new maps, new operators, controller support, stuff like that. They're doing a great job with this so far, and again, I don't think that they need 8 more months and basically, you know, like 5 or 6 more mini seasons just to keep testing this out and make sure they can continue with that schedule. I also want to focus on the final sentence that he made in the video. I'm going to play it again real quick.
And we don't like to also have to just have people waiting to play the game. So we're working as hard as we can at it, but I just can't give a date right now because it's not based on a date, it's based on the quality level. And we need the quality level to be there. It's something we're really proud of and really passionate about.
Again, I think this further proves the point that we don't need that much more time, because I feel like quality-wise, the game is almost there 100%. In my opinion, the only real drawbacks that this game suffers from right now are the lack of servers, as far as being able to really pick your server and see how well your ping is, because there's a lot of ping issues, and also probably the supported device list, as well as the lock on 60 FPS and high graphics. A lot of devices will get locked on lower FPS and lower graphics, and they don't really get the chance to improve that. So I think those are really the only 2 drawbacks that are holding the game back right now. Besides that, as far as in-game content and like the way the game plays and stuff, I think all of that is amazing. I don't know if you guys agree with me. I'm not sure if the developers have a similar vision as to how their game is looking right now, but I think it's awesome. I don't see why this is going to take until September to release. If fixing this stuff is going to take them 8 entire months, then I guess I'll call fair play on that if they need that time from the development team. But personally, I don't think it's actually going to take them until September. My final thing to remind you all is that these iOS dates appear the same for everyone around the world, no matter what country you're in, and yet the dev team has continued to add new regions every single month. Even before, when they said the game is expected in December, still in the previous months in October, November and such, they were dropping in new regions in Chile and Colombia, for example. And because of this, I feel like they're just going to continue to be more regions as the game continues to get closer to the global launch. So I'm not going to fully trust this date, because at any point we could get more countries and it's not going to show based on this date. They're just going to add the country and it's kind of just going to be like snap of the finger, we've added a new region of the world to our game. Obviously, I'm still not a big fan of this delay, and more so the fact that the devs dropped this delay on the iOS App Store and then just paused communication for 2 weeks. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be upset because of that, so I'm really looking forward to the official response that the developers have when they come back from their holidays. In the meantime, though, I do hope that they get to enjoy that. But again, we're all eagerly waiting because we all hope it's not true that the game is going to globally release in September. I will be waiting for an official response when the developers give it, and when they do, I'm going to be making a video on it, so make sure you guys are subbed with notifications on so you can know when I do make that video. And if you made it this far, then let me know down in the comments if you guys personally think the September date is fact or cap, because I want to know personally what you guys are thinking. I will be reading those comments and responding to them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.